see. Happy, I don't fucking know. Was it Tuesday? Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday. It's 5 o'clock. We don't usually do 5 o'clock. We're usually ending at 5 o'clock. But now we're starting at 5 o'clock. But you'll be okay. See you next Tuesday. That means Bobby's favorite word. Hello, Bobby.
What's going on, Pat? BBL, Bobby.
What's BBL?
Brazilian butt lift. Do you not know this story?
I've seen the BBL out there, but I didn't know what it meant.
Okay, so at the end of Drake's response to Kendrick's initial diss, it was,
right,
shut your hoe ass up and make some drums, Metro. And then Metro put out the song BBL Drizzy, where it made it see, and then like with the picture of Drake with the Brazilian butt lift, and was like, whoever has the best verse on this, I'm giving $10,000. And it hit
I knew all about that, but I didn't know how to tie into the BBL thing. So I knew all about him putting the thing out.
You know what? I'm going to guess you did, but most of our audience did not.
Right. Well, yeah, we would teach an experiment. I did know that part, but like, what else? So I did watch this morning. I watched the new video for Kendrick's thing, and what the heck? I'm forgetting the name of the song. The whole
Not Like
A
Us.
minor, where the fuck
Not
is
Like
it?
Us, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a fun video, and he's taking a lot of shots, and I guess he's got Drake's like girlfriend in it with him.
I think that's his baby mom, because in the song before, Drake was like, you don't even show us who your baby's mom is because you're afraid she's light skinned or whatever.
Okay, I watched 4 black guys from Louisiana react to it, and they all thought it was Drake's girl or ex-girl, which I thought would be crazy if he got her in it, but they're probably wrong. But I get most of my news from these 4 black guys from Louisiana that just react to stuff.
The world would probably be a better place if more people got their news from those guys in Louisiana,
yeah,
and less from the other outlets.
They're fun. They're fun people. There's a good time. How are you? How is your Tuesday?
Oh, it's pretty typical. How about you? Anything fun popping off over in Patland?
No, I mean, I did an open mic last night, and there was a guy I have not seen in a while, and you haven't probably heard from in a while. The legend of Connecticut open mics, Ben Ortiz, was there.
Ortiz was there?
For people that don't know, Ben Ortiz has been doing comedy like 12, 13 years, and he's quite schizophrenic, and he talks about a lot on stage, and he gets a lot of laughs at the open mics, but no, and like there was all comics there, and we were laughing, but there was 2 people there that came just to watch for a minute, and their faces of just shock of what Ben was doing was like, they were like, is this all right? Or is he okay? But I was wearing a hat, and I've learned that when I'm wearing a hat, I'm incognito to a lot of people because they just know me as a bald-headed person, which is fucked up on their part, whatever. But first of all, I took a picture of it. A friend of mine, James, was on stage, and James, the kid who's now famous for calling Chaz and AJ old and then getting thrown off the air in 2 seconds. So he was on stage, pouring the mic, whatever, standing there. Ben is at a table right dead center, but Ben doesn't sit down. Ben just stands up, like literally 10 feet, and he just stares, and he just looks at his watch, waiting because he has to catch the bus, but he's waiting for his time, so he just stares. So James is trying to, everyone looks out, it's just Ben Ortiz. And it's like, I took a picture of like that standoff. We're all just sitting in the back. It was crazy. Anyway, so Ben goes up and he starts doing his thing. He's like, I can't afford hookers. And he goes, one time, he just yells out, one time I tried to be in a comedy contest. The joke was wild. In 2000, I think he said 2012, whatever year. I don't remember what year it was. He's like, and Pat Oates, who was running it, said I could not be in the contest. And I just waved like this. He goes, oh, but shit, I didn't know you were here, Pat Oates, or I wouldn't have told this joke. Everybody started dying laughing.
Dude, Ben's the man. For those of you who don't know Ben Ortiz, we'll both be getting a Facebook message shortly after this.
Oh, no, he won't. He won't. He's now on newer meds where he won't be messaging anybody. But he, if you want to know about Ben Ortiz, you can look back to our old podcast. When you've had him on there, he's a maniac. And the man likes to write to women in jail, and he likes to hire hookers, but pills make his dick don't work, so he just kisses them and hopes for hugs. That's that man's life. But
my life too, Ben, and I'm not on any drugs.
He's up to 3 shots a week for his schizophrenia medicine, and he has to get in his ass from hot blonde nurses, according to his joke last night. So they have to come to his home and do that. So that's the women visits he gets now. But
and they say that the American healthcare system's broken. It sounds like a win-win situation for Ben.
It sounds great. And I Also, was at that mic at the end, some crazy guy who kept saying, "Big guys can't tell, but I'm handicapped," and I was like, "I could tell." I yelled it out loud right away, and so he was moving around like this the entire time and just wouldn't stop. He didn't have like an issue like that. He just thought he was supposed to be moving around like a rapper. So I turned to some young comics and I was just like, if you muted this guy and just played 311, it would look like he's the lead singer of 311.
I would swallow my pride. I would choke on the rinds.
That's not 311. We've talked about that every time on this house. So I took the song down and I took a little video of him, a boomerang, and I put it on my Instagram, my stories yesterday, and it's still there. And it looks exactly like he's rapping right now. So I was all proud of me being a young, hip, Instagram poster yesterday, and had fun at the mic, and then had an orientation for work today. So not really work, but just sitting still and learning stuff. Yeah. And then rushed back here. So appreciate all you guys' patience. I know there's a little less people today because they're not used to us being on this late. I know we're battling the powers that be. If you guys want, I can get my face real red and scream and see if maybe John or Chad or somebody wants to talk about me. But if not, I go watch Brendan and enjoy that. But come watch us. You can just watch the clips of Brendan later on. But
yeah,
that's you can do, or you can just like us because we give you the news. You don't get any news. Exactly. He has no. Like you said, he just talks, and that's great if you like that. But also, you don't have to give us any money because we can't take it yet. Pretty soon we can. But anyway, Bobby, your day went well. Everything's good.
My day went well. Just gonna throw a cheap plug-ola out there. Up available now on the POS YouTube page is our clip of breaking down us booing. I had a lot of fun doing it. If you guys like that, let me know in the comments, please, so I can get some goddamn traction and know it's worth to keep doing it. Thank you. Love you all.
Yeah, if you don't get what Bobby means by us booing, it wasn't just us booing. We on the last Thursday Thought Show, the one we put out for everybody, we started to go into a thing at the beginning about like the 4th of July, because that's the day we took it on, and we started to talk about Trump and Biden, and we did this little thing, and it was fun, and then we both just, without even talking to each other about it, it was a very spontaneous, fun little back and forth of naming off things people hate about both the president or the guy running for president, and then them booing at it because it's ridiculous that some of the things we get mad at, because if it was your own life, you wouldn't. So Bobby did a great job putting visuals in there, music, things like that. So go check it out. You'll see it on there. It's got a big fucking eagle on there. It's a video that's right near the top of our page. So go check that out. And read some comments like, Bobby, you did good.
Thanks, man.
No problem. You should write that, because I wrote to you. I said you did good.
I know we don't normally do this on POS now, but have I ever told you about how booing caused one of my neighbors to move?
No, I don't think so.
Do we have 5 minutes to get into this story quick? I think you'll appreciate it.
Any story can become a POS, so go for it.
Okay. So I grew up in Memphis, and my neighborhood had this practice called booing, where you would get ding-dong ditched. You'd look down, right? And you would see candy, and it would be like, boo, we got you. We'll be watching. You have to 3 days. You have to get somebody each day. And that way the whole neighborhood.
Just because I'm an older man, in different terms, ding dong ditch for you is ring the bell and then take off.
Run away. Yeah. I know you guys had a different phrase you used.
We just didn't do it because I lived in a white suburban neighborhood. So we didn't do it, but I've heard of it.
Oh, we did it in our white suburban neighborhood. It had trickled down. Like by that point, it had trickled down into the suburbia. But this was a way of giving out candy. So like it was basically just making sure even if a kid wasn't able to trick or treat, they got some candy on Halloween. It was a fun idea by the neighborhood. But
wait,
again,
I'm confused. How did you get candy? You're ding and donging and ditching. How are you getting candy?
It was basically a pyramid scheme. So you would get ding dong ditched, and the note would be like, you have to ding dong ditch 3 more people and leave candy at each stop over the next one each day for the next 3 days. It was just something the homeowners association came up with. I was 4 at the time.
That sounds like a ridiculous amount of work for no fucking reason. I would just leave candy at everyone's door.
Yeah, I was 5, so I didn't really get a say in this, I believe, because I was in kindergarten, so I would have been 5. But it was a tradition. We did it the year before. I don't really remember because I was 4, but like this year, I remember being really excited. And the person I wanted to boo lived across the street, and it was Thomas's dad. Thomas was like a 4-year-old who was in preschool, so we all thought we were better than him, and I got the idea of how you were supposed to actually ding-dong ditch people, right? So, cut to, that evening, my dad and I are out there. We're going to ding-dong ditch Thomas's house, right? We drop the candy on the porch. We ring the doorbell. We sprint. We're hiding behind the electrical thing, and Thomas's dad comes out and does not look down. he just instantly looks out at the like darkness and just starts screaming like, "You motherfuckers! I'll kill all you motherfuckers! Fuck you for doing this!" So he slams the door shut, and we're like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" Right? So my dad and we're laughing because like, "Oh, we got him so good, that was so funny." My dad's like, "Well, I got to go ring the doorbell again, right? Like to let him know there's candy here." So he rings the doorbell. He runs. We're hiding again. Thomas's dad opens the door. "I'll kill all you cocksuckers, you motherfuckers. How dare you do this to me and my family? You know, that was years ago. It's time to move the fuck on. I'll kill you all." So meanwhile, we go in and we recount all of the harsh language to my mom. I'm a kindergartner at the time, right? So I think it's hilarious. It's literally
years ago. What was that?
What? Well, we'll find out. Hang on. Let's. Yeah. You're being like my girlfriend at the movies. You got to wait till I reveal it.
Well, this isn't a fucking movie. I thought I missed something. All right.
Not yet. No. I'm just teasing you. So we get home. My mom, meanwhile, she's like, don't go ding dong ditching again. Clearly, it's causing him a lot of stress. Let me call. So she calls, the line's busy. And this is over the process of like an hour. So I have to go to bed. I'm a kid, right? Being a kid, it's Halloween. I'm excited. I don't think we had school the next day. I come down the stairs, right? I go, "Hey, did we get through yet?" And it went from being a busy line to a disconnected number. The next day we went to trick-or-treating, right? And who didn't live in that house anymore? Thomas's family. About 7 years later, we found out Thomas was in Witsec. And his dad had snitched on the mob and thought that the mafia was ding dong, like was there, like, "We're going to kill you" at his house. So literally the reason why the line was blocked was he was calling his handler, like, "We got to go now." They disconnected the power and everything, and they were just gone. Didn't tell anybody.
What was he in? What's that?
Witness protection.
Oh, I didn't know what that was. Yeah. So it's like, I've never known anyone in witness protection programs. I don't have a cool saying.
No, well, I mean, when you basically work for the mob and scare somebody out of their living conditions.
No, I get that part. I just didn't know what that meant. I thought Witsec was like a town or something. So I was like, okay. I was like, oh, Witsec.
But holy shit, I just put all that together. That unlocked a core memory saying booing like that. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Thomas's dad for overreacting? Like, you snitch on the mob. You should be a little better at investigative details. Like, look down and see if they left a bomb. You ever hear of Pittsburgh? Dumbass. Is it us? Probably should have done a little more investigating before we start ding dong ditching random houses. Like, make sure people are aware or something. This wasn't the 1950s where it was just like, "Hello, it's America. We're all look the same. We all are on board with everything, and there's no danger here." It was the early, I guess it was the late 90s. So people had guns and shit. Waco had happened, all that fun stuff. Is it whoever came up with the idea of booing? Like, why don't we call it yang? Pat, we'll throw it to you first.
Well, none of your options, because you included yourself in the group. It's your dad. It's not you. And it's not because you did it. It's a fun thing. He did something with his son. I like that. And if people are doing it, that's fine. Your dad, for going for round 2, is the asshole. Like, so, like, when you first went and did it and he came out, it's like, what the fuck? That's when you go home and you make a call and going, "Hey, man, Thomas's dad, how are you? That was us doing the booing thing. Just let you know." And then right away he's like, "Oh, okay, good." And then the guy's not worried about all the other shit. For your dad going, "We better fucking do it again because he didn't get the candy." Now you're starting to make this guy paranoid and freak out. And he's freaking. So even if your dad doesn't know anything about this, one time you tried it, it didn't work. You see it backfired. You call the man before he has a fucking conniption. Like you said, this isn't a time when people can just pop off and do shit to you. And it's before 9/11. So we don't know there's no more extra safety precautions. He might have opened up with a shotgun like the guy in Billy Madison and been like, "It called the shit poop again." You fucking like fire. You don't even know what's going to happen. So I would have definitely made the call after the first. So your dad's a piece of shit.
Now,
you were just playing games.
Well, yeah, I was having a blast. Now, in my defense, or in his defense, it is possible due to hazy memory. Maybe we did do the ding dong ditch, the freak out, the call, the busy lines, ding dong ditch again, trying to tell him. I do remember hazy.
Well, I think once you do it once and you get the maniac, no matter what, if you call, then you kind of call, and then if you get no response, you just don't do it again. You've seen him. You're an adult man and you've watched another adult man lose his shit.
Yeah,
You should
go fucking
know
ape
that
shit.
something else is happening. You know what I mean? Like to the
Yeah.
point where it's one of those, okay, don't fuck with that guy today. So no matter what, if you didn't get the phone answer, if you don't get the first candy answer, you just leave the candy, you fucking let it go.
I don't disagree with you at all. Maybe leave a note. Like
No, because then he'll see a note and a gift and he'll freak because it's the mom. You just leave the candy and then you just hope that maybe it was just a gift, or you just burn the candy. It doesn't matter. No more contact. Once a man opens his door and flips his lid, you fucking leave it alone.
Very
That's
fair.
the rules.
Very fair point. I'm gonna say I'm the piece of shit in the story because I can't remember if this actually happened or if this is just my hazy memory. But I do like to think my dad popped up at one point and was just like, look down. He was like, no, I'm not going to keep it down, Bob. I need witnesses. You stand right there. So who knows what that may have happened. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We talk about fresh news stories. So thank you for indulging.
No, we can be for older, Fred. It doesn't matter. Sometimes it's fun to do those. But I was just hoping a car of African Americans drove by and was like, that's white people shit, and then drove off. That's what I'm hoping happened in that scenario.
What's nice is despite that expiring, moving somebody out of the neighborhood, a few years later, the Steens moved in, and we changed one letter, and it was a completely different game.
Oh, yeah.
Gooing. Yeah, we would jizz on their windows. That's 7 points.
Ew, it's goo. We hate goo.
Would you like to go first with the stories today? Because I kind of rambled out of the blue for nothing.
You didn't ramble. You added fun. We could do stories from the past as long as we can do it in POS form. I have fun with all that kind of stuff. All right. Are you familiar with the works of Mr. Tobey Maguire?
I am. Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3.
And the new Eminem song? No.
The new Eminem song, and let's not forget Spider-Man Return Home or something.
Yeah, and then also just being a guy who walked around with David Blaine and Leonardo DiCaprio fucking bitches in the fucking late 90s. That's who they were.
He was the minority in the Brat Pack.
Well, they were after Brat Pack.
Whatever the new group was, yeah.
They had a lot of weird names. They had an odd little name for themselves, but it was all about, they were all, I just like that David Blaine, the magician, was in that group with just fucking bitches. I just like that's great. That you need, like, that's the one thing the other crews didn't have. Rat Pack, Brat Pack didn't have a magician. You need a magician in your fucking crew.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna get in trouble and they go, that was that you don't, now you see us, now you don't, boom, and then everybody disappears.
Well, no, I think it's one because it dazzles the ladies, so that helps. When the other ones are just too drunk, you're like, all right, ladies, relax. I know Leo just got creepy, but here's some moves. And also,
especially Leo age girls love magic.
And even better, but remember, Leo was that age too, so like that was the same age. But also, if black guys come over and try to bang your women because they got bigger dicks, black guys are so mesmerized with magic. If Blaine does that, Toby and Leo can just snack the ladies away.
It ain't worth no demon pussy.
Nope, not at all. But Tobey Maguire, his ex-wife, Jennifer Meyer, she slammed rumors that the actor, 49 years old, which I didn't realize me and Toby are the same age. I did not realize that. Is dating a 20-year-old Lily Chi, is a report. And I'm not trying to be a dick here. There's a picture of them together, and Lily Chi is not hot enough for 49-year-old Tobey Maguire to be banging this 20-year-old. You know, when Leo does it, they're just like, whoa.
I like the take. Like, yeah.
I'm not saying she's ugly, but just like usually it's like this, oh my God, it's wrong what you're doing. Like when Seinfeld was banging that Jewish lady, I was like, I get it. She's a cute young girl, but that's a child. And it's not, it doesn't look like an adult. Leo dates these ones that you're like, they could be 25. And you're like, all right. I mean, they're not underage, but you're like, all right, I can see 25. It's still not a great age, but whatever. This girl just looks like some secretary, but whatever. It says, this is page 6, so they got goofy shit too. Like, Jennifer Meyer has entered the chat. Tobey Maguire's ex-wife reportedly reacted to rumors that the Spider-Man star is dating a 20-year-old model, Lily Chi. Maybe she's better looking than I'm seeing in the pictures. She's a model. After the pair were spotted exiting Michael Rubin's white party together on the 4th of July, an Instagram troll asked Myers, 47, why Maguire was banging someone 3 years older than their daughter. First of all, fuck you, troll guy. No, I'm seeing other pictures. She's not a treat, really. I don't know. She's all right. Where are we here in the more of the article? It's going forever. The jewelry designer clapped back at the rude comment in the screenshot shared via Reddit. calling the claims such nonsense and the actor a good guy. She wrote, he was kindly helping a friend to her car, and now he has been blasted online for dating someone he is not. In another alleged interaction with the same social media hater, Meyer wrote, don't believe everything you read. I'm sure you were taught that somewhere. Tobey is good of a guy as it gets. So good, I divorced him. There's a lot of pictures of them. Meyer's rep did not immediately respond to page 6 request for comment to confirm the authenticity of the screenshots. As for Maguire and Che, the pair has yet to publicly react to viral photos of them at the annual Hamptons Bash with the Golden Globe nominee's hand on the influencer's lower back. Che reported a roundup of party photos via Instagram sans Maguire, captioning "Fun, fun, fun" for the 4th. Maguire had been photographed with many models over the years while hanging out with pal Leonardo DiCaprio on yachts in St. Tropez, at restaurants in Paris, and more outings. The Great Gatsby star married Meyer in 2007, and the now ex's welcomed daughter Ruby 17 and son Otis 15 before separating 2016. 2 years
real
after
quick,
their 20. What?
When you think Leonardo DiCaprio, do you think The Great Gatsby? I love that movie. I love that story, but that's not his best work. Come on. You say what you want about the man, but that's far from his best work.
They said him, but I think they're still talking about Maguire because he was in that too.
Oh, was he really? I didn't even. My bad. Also, far from Maguire's best work. I'd put Spiderman.
But they win Spider-Man top, so you know what I mean. So now we're going. That's what they do. Sometimes they throw out some bullshit.
Sometimes I'm the piece of shit, guys. I apologize.
But then again, if you're gonna mention DiCaprio and he's talking about being with a woman, you can't be like the Reverend. You know what I mean? Like, that's a little rough. You know what I mean?
The Wolf of Wall Street, and then we all think about
2
that.
years after their 2020 divorce, Meyer called co-parenting a motherfucker during a world's first podcast episode. I'm sorry. When I'm talking about the picture I saw, that's how young his wife looks. I was thinking that was the 20-something-year-old girl. That's his wife. So yeah, that's a good-looking lady for just his wife. I'm not trying to think for an influencer / jewelry lady. That she's fine. I thought she was a model. Wrong lady. So okay, she looks young. We did a lot of work to stay on track, to stay a family, she explained in June 2022. It was a choice. It was trusting in, like the universe had got our back. She compared Maguire to her brother at the time, gushing that she still loved him to death after their beautiful breakup. The former couple's little ones remained primarily out of the spotlight, but Ruby did make headlines for attending the Babylon premiere in December 2022. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it the guy, the troll guy who went on Instagram and was like, yo, what the fuck? Did you see your guy? Your guy's fucking bitches. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's one thing to take pictures and do things. To do that is weird. Like, that's fucked up. Like, and you're not doing it to a celebrity. You're doing it to a celebrity's wife. And now ex-wife. Just a mother of children. Yeah, she's on Instagram, shit like that. But that's weird. Now, I'm not saying it's right if you do it to a celebrity. But if you do it to a celebrity, at least you can do the whole, they signed up for this shit. Which they really didn't. They just signed up to be an actor, an actress. But when you get famous, these morons, paparazzis, Instagram trolls, people just going for scoops, they're doing that shit. But to go after her and be like, oh, did you know he's fucking this young girl? What's the answer you want? Yes, I do, and I'm fine with it. No, I didn't know, and I'm devastated. Or how she handled it. He's not doing that. That's his friend, and he's a good guy. And then you're like, fuck you, bitch. You don't know. Like, what are you going for? This is like, even if she reacts crazy, yeah, we got this article, but who cares? I don't give a fuck about Meyer's reaction. Is it Tobey Maguire for putting his hands on women's backs? Dude, pull the Keanu. Everyone should pull the Keanu. I know these two radio guys. One of the radio guys, every picture he's in, he's always like this, or always like this. And everyone's like, what are you doing that for? He's like, because I keep my hands to myself. And then another radio guy, who every time there's guys there, he's like this. And every time there's a woman there, he's hand in the back. It's like, and I know he's just being nice. It's an old school thing, but it's something you gotta be careful of. When I do shows and I do pictures afterwards, my hands are out. I'm never touching. You know what I mean? I don't even go for hugs unless someone goes for a hug for me first. It's just the way you gotta be in the world, and not just saying that it's like, because of the way the world is. We shouldn't just hug someone because they're the opposite sex or touch them or do whatever. It's weird. It's Toby. Even if you know her, you're taking a picture. It's not your wife. It's not your girlfriend. Hands off. Take the pic. Especially knowing that you got a mom out there, your wife out there, who's got kids that are that same age. It's going to fuck some people up. So let it the fuck go. What up, Dominic? So you let it go and that's it. Now, or is it Meyer for like saying he's a great guy? He's like a brother. That second part's fucking weird. Now, I get it that you can say he's a great guy. We're happy with parent, but now you're calling like a brother. You did fuck him and make children. So you can't be like a brother. That's just, you could say he's like one of my best friends still. That's fine. But like a brother is implying that you have sex and have children with your brother, and that's a little goofy. Who's a piece of shit?
I thought when she said like a brother, you're right. That is goofy as shit. I thought she was talking about Toby's relationship to the 20-year-old. He's like her older brother. That's what I thought she was saying, because that's fucking weird.
Even if she said that, then you're going to, let's just say that was it and I'm misinterpreted it.
Still fucking
Even
weird.
That is fucking weird, because now you're commenting, you already said it's a friend up to a car. But a friend to a car and then someone who's like brother and sister, that's not the same thing. So now you've just contradicted yourself anyway. Just don't, how about this? No comment.
No comment.
Literally block them. That's all I do. When people argue with me, I just fucking block it. It's 5 o'clock, Kevin.
It's game time, Kevin.
We talked about this yesterday. You were here.
I thought part of the piece of shit in this story is the guy who initially reached out to her. Look, you got a celebrity dating a young girl. It's probably a minor. Wop wop wop. You get my point there. Like no issue bringing attention to that. We found out recently a lot of celebrities, both known stars and powerful people behind the scenes, are using that power to hit on young girls. So pointing that out's not wrong. What is wrong is taking it to the dude's ex-wife and being like, control your mans. And she has to be like, that's not what's going on. Now she's put in an awkward position. If she says no comment, it looks like where there's smoke, there's fire. That's the first thing you say. It wasn't a hard denial, like, fuck you. It was just like, no, he's a good guy. That's her friend. So she's not a piece of shit. The publicist handled it well. So for me, the main piece of shit is Tobey Maguire. Don't do the hand thing. If it's truly like this friendship where you're mentoring her into Hollywood, treat her like an equal, right? You wouldn't want, maybe David Blaine does touch him like that. He wears a lot of jewelry for a man. I don't know. But like, you wouldn't want David Blaine touching you that way. Oh, that's not my hand. Look, they're both here. And then it's penis. You know, he's black magic gin, just gay sex. Yeah. But the point is, it's Toby for not making the relationship more clear. And it's the guy who reached out to his ex-wife. What are you trying to do? Especially if it was true. Now you're just breaking her heart, you piece of shit. Also, Toby, if they can't drink alcohol legally, you shouldn't hang out with them. Like, I know people have their thing for.
She could.
I thought she was 20.
I thought it said 21. Maybe I'm wrong.
Either way, the point I'm saying is from that.
Yeah, she's 20.
From that 14 to 20 year range, you should just not interact with girls. Below 14, you can do the, oh, look, I'm her Make-A-Wish. She wanted to meet Spiderman. Spiderman, not the lyrics Dominic wrote, but just the normal Spider-Man. That seems like more of a Venom thing. But you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it's Toby and the dude who reached out to Toby's wife. Who's your piece of shit, Pat? I said that.
Well, my piece of shit is not going to be Tobey Maguire anyway, if he's dating her or not, because I would be a hypocrite. Because when I first got divorced, my ex-wife was 2 years younger than me. So I was meeting a lot of people that I met. The people I met were people that were living later lifestyle. I was in my mid to late 30s, and I was meeting younger waitresses or people that went out to comedy shows, and not many people my age go to comedy shows single. You know what I mean? Like they're a woman's going with a guy. So the ones that were going were women. And the first girl I started dating and got in a relationship with while I was still separated was 13 years younger than me. And I do know that people were like letting my ex-wife know, do you know he's now dating someone like that much younger? And then her answer was, of course I do, because I've met her, because she's been spending time with my kids and she's a nice person. So we handled their thing, but like, what were you trying to get out of that? And then even weirder, a lot of dudes would go up to the girl I was dating, like, you know how much older he is, right? Like she wasn't aware, and I had a fake ID. Like, and I've dated other young people in my life, and a lot of people would say to me, "Oh, it's crazy how much younger they are." But I've also, the last relationship I had, the person I dated was my age. So you meet people of all different types, and you like them. You know, Tobey Maguire's living that life as a younger man. He might be 49, but he's a Hollywood guy. It's still party. It's still, yeah, he can move out there, but that's who he's meeting. And if he buys an awesome car because he's got the money, no one says anything. If he buys a great mansion because he's got the money and the power and the fame and all that, nobody gives a shit. If he goes off taking the greatest vacations, he's in Dubai and shit, he's hanging out with princes, no one cares. But if he dates someone that he finds beyond attractive because he has that ability, it's not because they find him attractive. He's Tobey fucking Maguire. He's just a regular looking motherfucker. He looks like a guy that you would get weed from or a Lucy cigarette if he wasn't famous. You know, he's like, oh, I got an extra fucking Marlboro. You know, that'd be about it. So, but he's getting hot chicks because it's who he is. It's like, that's the lifestyle he's obtained and wants to live. And if he wants to, and she's happy and it's consent, who gives a shit? It's not Kevin Spacey shit. Who gives a fuck? The piece of shit in this story is the 20-year-old girl.
Ooh, I'm on board. Say less.
Because all she needed to do was go on all these things and go, I am not dating Tobey Maguire. As I appreciate Tobey being a nice gentleman, he's like my father's age. And I'm not dating him at all. And I would not want to disrespect not only Tobey or Tobey's ex-wife, the mother of his children, or his children. Because when I first started dating after being divorced, I remember my daughter turned to me and said, we're going to make a rule. You're not going to date, people you date have to be closer to your age than mine. And I said, that is fucking fair. And for the most part, I kept that word. But like there was only one time, and it wasn't really dating. It was just a good time. I don't think she even knows about it, so it's fun. But yeah, if she just came out and said something, that squashes everything. Because she should come out, and not that she should have to do this, but I mean, I know 20, so I'm thinking like a 49-year-old, and she's 20. But if she came out and said, hey, dude, go fuck yourself. Why you worried about who I'm fucking? You know I'm never gonna fuck you fucking loser. You shamed this bitch, and it's girl power unite. So that's it. It's her being a piece of shit for not coming out and stalking, because an older guy or a mother coming out sounds like they're being defensive. But if the younger lady comes out, now it's like, okay, fuck yeah.
Or if she had a second opportunity too, when the mom said her piece, you could double down and be like, I'm so sorry. Yeah, obviously I'm not dating Tobey. I didn't mean to inconvenience you or your boom. Perfect win. You know what I mean? Like, it gave her a second opportunity she ignored. But she's 20 and can't even drink, so she's dumb.
First of all, I know you keep saying that, but you're 20 and you're at the level of she is, where she's dating Tobey Maguire. She can fucking drink.
But
she's not having any issue getting a drink in any way. There's
no
bar that's turning down this. That girl, if she's not that hot, and I gotta look her up now. If she's that hot and she pops out, all you're gonna be going is like, come on in, hon.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
You keep saying that, but I'm gonna send my dude from the Hamptons to go get her. He's gonna do the white remake of Beverly Hills Cop. Which, are you a Beverly Hills Cop fan, Pat?
Am I a Beverly Hills Cop? Not really. I just saw it for the first time about 3 months ago.
Okay.
It was one of those, and then I watched it, and it was like I just couldn't handle how many times you're that fucking song. I just couldn't give a fuck.
No, I get that. I grew up a fan, and they just came out with the new one, and it's actually the best remake or like sequel I've seen when they go back and visit
I've heard nothing but the opposite.
Dude,
from
honestly,
anyone I know has said it's not as bad as Coming to America, but it's close.
Oh no, I've heard just the opposite. Everybody I've talked to about it, if you were an original fan, if you don't know the series, I can imagine you hating it because it's a lot of
anyone I know all knew the series and all knows it and said this is terrible.
That's crazy. Well,
people my age who grew up with those movies. Yeah,
if I was cutting a clip here, I'd put that cat meme about you hang around with people I don't understand. But I don't.
The people that were the age to see that movie.
I mean, I'm just saying, me and the guy I buy weed from, we both loved it. But that was just while buying you time to look. We don't need to look up this broad. Let's not give her any.
Oh no, I've been staring. I've been staring at many pictures. So no, yeah. Now I changed my whole fucking answer. She's not a piece of shit in any way, shape, or form.
Nah, I doubled down.
The best.
Learn to drink broad.
No.
Okay, so
you'll know why. No, wait, you'll know why in 1 second. Because I didn't realize what we were.
I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone, so don't even worry about it.
Okay.
I don't want to waste any more time on it.
She's Asian.
Even worse. Yuck.
No. 20-year-old Asian lady. Go Tobey. That girl can't. She can't because now she's going to like, oh, you stop yelling at me on Instagram. You fucking crazy, you white man. You piece of shit. She can't do that stuff because that ruins everything. No. Piece of shit in the story is that guy now, the Instagram guy. You leave all these women alone. You let Tobey's dick do what Tobey's dick does.
Fair enough. Is there a Chinese version of Spider-Man? Maybe he's trying to get it re-released.
Oh, Spiderman
versus Godzilla.
Oh, Godzilla. All right, canceled. Go. What you got?
Let's start with what did I just tweet up we were gonna start with? Where did it go? God damn it. I hate everything. Give me 1 second to pull up my screen. I'm so sorry.
You yelled at me for looking up Asian women, and you're like, there you go. Like, I don't mind that you're looking for things. That's
No, it
fun.
just kept
People can
clipping
hit
on
like and
one.
subscribe while they do that. That's all they got to do is hit like and subscribe. And also look up Lily Chi, and you tell me what you think, because I think that's an attractive lead. Way better than his wife. Look up Tobey Maguire's wife, people in the chat, and look up Lily Chi, and you decide. I know what you're going to choose.
Do you know about Daddyland?
Daddyland. No, I don't know shit about Daddyland. I can
So-
tell it's not American.
Let's start with this. Just the title of the story. Hundreds of gay men evicted from Dallas hotel.
Boo! No, sorry.
No, I'm with you. So this is the story, and it, for some reason, do you get Google alerts on your phone?
Once in a while.
So I got one today for this story. It was like, this is for your podcast.
Oh, I only have it set up for like when I have my book out. So whenever my name comes up or the words "how not to suck at comedy" in some capacity come up, so
Fair
it's
enough.
weird. It'll just be on people sucking. It's not a good Google alert.
No, I get that. But so hundreds of gay men evicted from Dallas hotel after AKA sorority members complained about their attire. Are you familiar with the AKA fraternity or sorority, Pat?
Also known as fraternity.
No, I believe it's Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, but
Oh,
AKA would be fitting when you see this. I just want to go to this page. It says women of AKA. Oh, look, welcome to Dallas. Wonder
hello.
what that could be from. Are you noticing any trends yet?
Kind of. They're black.
That, and if you look, they're not the.
As a baby.
Yeah, I guess that's a young AKA. But they're not. So like, we had in where I'm from, we had the nerd fraternity version of this would have been Phi Mu, and their cheer. I don't know if you know this, is Pat, is rattle, rattle, rattle. Here come the cattle. Phi Mu. That's kind of what we see with the AKA.
They were
sorority.
nerds.
That at our school they were. The sorority as
They
a
weren't
whole.
fat.
No, they were fat.
Our nerds and our fat were
No,
different.
I'm trying to say the black sorority was fat. That's all I was trying to point out, dude. It was a long way from it. That's on
I'm
me.
sorry, I wasn't getting it. Just
No,
trying to be clear.
no. It's on me. It's on me. I was going for a joke. You didn't get it, so I had to explain it. It's all good.
I just didn't know you guys had black nerds. I was kind of excited. I was like, this is a whole new
We
thing. we're
didn't
gonna do.
have black nerds.
All
at
right,
all.
fine.
We went to Penn State. Yuck.
Yeah.
You don't happen to our black nerds. They
I
played
don't know,
football.
if I was a
and then
black
did
nerd, I'd go
stuff.
there because nobody tried to fuck me in the shower if I was a black nerd. So I would
No,
go there.
they would. Trust me. Jerry Sandusky. That's the one thing you can't say about him is he did not discriminate. All the races, types,
Well,
sizes,
no nerds.
and everything. But can they keep a secret? Because they just want a friend.
No, because if you're smart, you don't get in the shower with an old ass man.
That's a very smart point I didn't think about.
yeah.
The other black nerd at Penn State played football and then went to the Ravens for 2 years and was like, I hate hurting my brain. I'm gonna go get a PhD or whatever.
Just
but-
Blair Thomas with fucking goggles on, like, hello.
So this AKA sorority, which we've pointed out is kind of fugly African American women. Over the weekend in Texas, hundreds of gay men attending the Daddyland Circuit Party in Dallas were evicted from the Crown Plaza downtown Dallas. Now, it sounds like the worst thing that ever happened in the square of Dallas. So they were evicted from this hotel, which they were staying at, leading to mass confusions and accusations of homophobia. The eviction was prompted by complaints from the AKA sorority members, who were also in town for their biennial national convention, according to the hotel owner. He said the women complained about the attire of some of the Daddyland attendees. Security officers and hotel management delivered the eviction notice around 4 p.m. Saturday. Occupants of 88 rooms were asked to leave. The owner said, through a Daddyland representative, said the number was closer to 300. The hotel only has 292 rooms, though, according to their website. So it sounds like 88 rooms. The notice was blunt and to the point. Let me see if I can share this image. Can you read that, Pat?
Daddyland group participant, and then no. All parties and events are canceled. The middle part,
No. The middle part's important because it says Daddyland group participant. We are sorry it didn't work out. The owner of the hotel is requesting you leave immediately, and leave immediately is in all caps. You will get a refund. So basically, they were asked to leave within like a 12-hour notice. The resulting chaotic scene left many attendees of the popular LGBTQ plus circuit party scrambling to find alternative accommodations. Attendees reported seeing a hotel employee and a security officer handing out letters telling guests they need to vacate the premises by 7 p.m., although the flyer said 6 p.m. Some attendees said they were asleep when the notices were served, while others said they were away from the hotel at the time and didn't know what happened until they returned and had seconds to pack. The hotel's owner, Terry Tagazi, told the Advocate that the eviction was a response to complaints from AKA members who were uncomfortable with the attire and behavior of Daddyland attendees. He said that some people associated the Daddyland event were mostly undressed when in the public areas of the hotel. According to the manager, between 30 and 40 members of the sorority with reservations who were checking into the hotel threatened to cancel their stays, though about 20 decided to stay. An attendee who spoke to the Advocate on the condition of anonymity said that he witnessed AKA members and some of the gay men in the hotel lobby complimenting each other's outfits, but that he didn't notice anybody upset. The manager said his decision was driven by a need to protect the hotel's reputation and maintain a comfortable environment for all guests. We have rules here of clothes, and they're supposed to wear their clothes, and they didn't wear their clothes, the manager told the Advocate in a lengthy interview. He emphasized that previous Daddyland events had not caused issues, but this year's gathering was very different. However, a Daddyland staff member disputed what the manager said. The staff member insisted that the event had followed all the usual protocols and that complaints were overblown. They noted that while some attendees might have been scantily clad, such as wearing jockstraps or minimal clothing in the event space, it was no different from a typical circuit party attire. He said that the guests came to the event fully clothed and may have disrobed in part once in a private area. Some guys had maybe an inch of fabric covering them, the staffer said, but that's the norm for these events. They also highlighted that the hotel's decision to cancel all Daddyland events misled many attendees into believing that off-site events were also canceled, resulting in a significant loss. Pat, who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it AKA sorority? I'm not making any stereotypes, but at a certain point, it's time to move past college. Have you gone back to the rugby house in the past decade?
No, because they knocked it down.
Okay, but
you know what? I might have, though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Like,
if I was drinking, I would have. Now that I don't drink, I wouldn't have. But yeah,
that's typically why people still stay represent, or they have no power anywhere else in their life, so they run for like the national board. But to answer Dominic's question, these were women from 19 to like 50, so it was a bunch of alumni. It was the whole thing. A lot of the sororities believe it's for life. The Triangle, I have a couple guys I still talk to. I wouldn't go back unless if I was trying to get us to do a comedy show at the Laugh Bucket or whatever's up there. I kind of agree, but is it them? You know, it's time to move on. Also, like, the whole new wave is to be super inclusive and super woke. You kind of fought to get your own space because you're not a mainstream sorority or an African-American sorority, and that there is a distinction there. I'm not being racist. Like, literally, it's for that group. Like, it's not recognized by the Greek letters and all that shit. So is it them? Is it the gay men? Hey, we've said it for the past 2 months at least. Be gay. Just don't throw it in my face. You need more than an inch of clothing until you get to the party room. It would be the same as if you had a wrestling meet. Not a professional, but like a high school thing, right? An AAU thing, and you're like, hey, you cannot be running around here with your shirts off. I know that's what you do in a locker room. That's not what this is. You know what I mean? Rules are rules. Thankfully, you got to keep your clothes on for all the chess meets I did, but if you were running around the hotel or something, you would get kicked out of the tournament. You violated the rules of the hotel. You know what I mean? You want to be treated as equal? That's being treated as equal. Is it the manager? Have a backbone, dude. Either say no or BS. We kicked them out because they were causing, you know what I mean? Like, don't do this wishy-washy, close. No, the gay men were causing a ruckus, and you didn't want who's the piece of shit? I've talked for enough.
That's right. It's not the manager, because you're not thinking about, I'll guarantee you this manager is a white man, and he cannot speak up and go against the voices of black women in 2024, dude. Yeah, sorry. Now, I guess I have one question that really is important for me to make my piece of shit guess. Do we know exactly when this happened, month-wise?
Let me see. It literally happened Saturday, July 6th.
All right, then fuck you, gays. 'Cause it's not June. If it was June, then I'd be like, forget it. This is your month. It's your time to shine. Put on your peacock outfits, pull out your ball sack hammocks, and all that shit, and do you. But you're not in that time anymore. And we know, even though February is really Black History Month, July is barbecue, Black people being out, being in the sun season. Get your plate on. And also, AKA, I don't know if people know this, it actually stands for Always Complaining Africans. That's how they spell it. It's there. They're like, we always mad about shit. And that's what they do. They're always arguing. Now, the piece of shit in the story is not the Black people. They're just doing what Black people do. It's not the gays doing what gay people do. They're all just doing what they do. And the manager can't say shit, but it's the staff. It's this, in more particular, it's the person that's there that's usually in charge of like recreation or parties or things like that, because you have the two most lit groups of people at a dance party you can get. Sassy older Black woman and a gay ass man. Oh my God. All you need is a DJ and then everybody be having the best time. That's all you'd have to announce. Ladies, bring your best wigs. Gays, bring your best wigs. We can have a wig off. We can have the wig jig. Maybe you can't call it that because that seems a little racist. But they get down there and they do little dance moves. You get your summer times, all your Fresh Prince songs, all your rock hymns, and you have a good time. But if you can't understand, you have to know your audience, is what I'm saying. You're the hotel. You got to know that the Crown, you get some crowns. You're the Crown Plaza. Black ladies love crowns. Gays love crowns. Put them a bunch of queens all day. Queen Latifah and Queen of the fucking assholes. I don't know a better name. You put them together and that's what you got. So you're dumb for not up capitalizing. You could have charged money too. You could have an all white party. And they all wear their white, but but chaps. The gays have it with just their white glistening buttholes sticking out, and then the Black vaginas, and everybody dances. Nobody's trying to get fucked. Everyone's having a good time. So you ruined it. So the piece of shit is the fucking hotel for not recognizing what they had. They could have had the most lit party of all times.
Honestly, kind of like you, I'm also picking the event coordinator, but for the exact opposite reason.
Oh no.
Which is there are 3 groups that love being attention seeking, and you've got 2 of them gathered. Like,
what's the third?
White women.
White women? I don't know if they like attention. They like calling things out, but I don't know if they want attention.
They want to pretend like they don't want the attention, so they call it out, but really it's the reward. It's that endorphin kick, in my opinion.
Good to know. Let me write that down.
I
haven't learned that yet. White women love attention secretly. All right, perfect. Good. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. That's the key. Just give them attention and then they're happy. It's like a flower with water. But you need to realize
they are my favorite of those 3 groups, by the way, just to be clear.
There's not enough attention to go around. You can't make both of these groups feel like they're the king of England. You can't just throw roses where both groups are. You got to pick one or the other. Spread their 2 weeks out. But I do like your message of unity. Why not bring it together? Have the gays judge who is calling me and why.
It's probably Black women. They're pissed.
I don't even know what my fuck is.
Maybe it's the Crown Plaza. Maybe you're getting a gig there.
Hang on one second. But yeah, so it's the event coordinator. I'm sorry.
No problems. Bobby, you live a busy life. It's 5 o'clock. You're usually done podcasting. I understand.
Yeah. Do you want to present the next story? I'm going to disappear for a second.
Yeah, it's probably just hoes and stuff. I'll present the next story. But real quick, before we present the next story, why don't we do a couple things? Why don't you guys hit like, subscribe, and then share if you could too. We know that you guys are, if you're fans of the show, and we got some new people watching, we appreciate you. But if you're normal fans of the show, you know we're this close to being monetized. We just need more hours viewed. So if you could watch these episodes, it'd be great. We have some fans who are awesome, who are Terry Neem, people like that are putting these on a playlist and just letting it loop and play and helping us out. We're that close. We're really excited about it. If you know our show, you also know on Thursdays we don't do a live show. By the way, I know yesterday we announced 2 announcements. One, yes, sorry about today starting at 5 o'clock. Tomorrow we will be back at 3:30. It will not be 5 o'clock like I said the other day. We will be able to do the regular show. And then Friday, 3:30 as well. Thursdays, we don't usually do a show. We just do our Thursday Thoughts show, which is on our Patreon. If you want to see that show, where we deep dive into another thing, and I think this story might be the one we deep dive into, where we go farther into it and find more jokes, it might be there. So for Thursday Thoughts, make sure you join the Patreon, and then get over there and sign up for that so you can watch the Saturday show. So make sure that tomorrow you're watching us at 3:30. Make sure you sign up for the Patreon. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. And Bobby is back, and he's just done talking to bitches.
You gotta love when people call you and are like, "Hey, you should check out your competition. They're hilarious right now."
You have competition?
Us. Like, you didn't realize I was
Oh.
podcasting. It was like, "Oh, you got to check this out." It was like, "I'll talk to you later."
No, I'm saying we have competition?
At 5 today, Kevin Brennan. You mentioned it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Oh, he's not our competition. He's way better than us. He owns this spot.
I was just teasing that somebody was
All
like,
right.
"Watch them instead of you."
I know, but I want to make sure that's clear because you'll get the Brennan people yelling at you if you don't fucking make that thing.
No, there's no rivalry.
You made a statement that's a clip that will be on that lost interest thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
No,
so
we're
thanks.
both
No,
Brennan fans. That's not what I meant. It was a joke that we were teasing
Yeah.
now, but I appreciate the
Yeah.
clarification.
We shouldn't even be on his turf. It's like a mob war. I'll take it from other people, but not from that guy. I'm a Brennan fan myself. So next story coming up. Okay. Are you familiar with the Roberts acting family?
The Roberts, Emma?
Well, Emma's the daughter of Julia. And you got Julia, you got Emma, and you got Uncle Eric. All the Roberts. They're all
is
great
Eric
actors.
Roberts the one from That 70s Show?
No.
No, I don't know. I think I only know Emma.
Eric is older. He's been in a lot of different things. He was in The Dark Knight more recently, but he's been in other stuff too. But anyway, Eric Roberts come out and said he's not supposed to talk about his sister Julia or daughter Emma. Eric Roberts. Actually, I think Emma might be his daughter. It's one of their two. Eric Roberts is keeping his family secrets to himself. The Dark Knight actor 68 wouldn't talk about his sister Julie Roberts on the July 8th episode of Steve Kmetko's Still Here Hollywood podcast. You'll have to ask her, Eric told Kmetko 71, who's asked about the Pretty Woman actress. Now, that one's right. When you usually sometimes they name the wrong things. When you say Julia Roberts, she's done a lot of shit, but always go Pretty Woman first. That's what she's about.
That's all I think about. Yeah, I'm sure she wants to
being
be
a
associated with that
stupid
too.
You know what I mean? Well, I guess she was a smart whore. I don't know, some kind of whore. I love my sister, but I can't talk about her, Eric continued. She don't want to talk about it. She don't want to talk about it. That's a real quote. She don't want to talk about it. I don't know why Eric Roberts is talking like that now. Eric also said it's his daughter, Emma Roberts, told me also not to talk about her, but I stumbled and I do. I'm not supposed to talk about either of them, but I do, he added.
Fair enough.
But Eric broke his rule later in the podcast when he praised Emma 33 and her acting chops. I am in love with my daughter's work these days. Proud that dad shared about the American Horror Story actress. Like, I can't believe how great she's become. I'm so proud of her, I can't see straight, he continued. Since her performance, and maybe I do, until right now, she overwhelms me with pride and just, oh my God, here she goes again. And I'm just so happy to be her dad because she's kicking ass, and I'm so proud. Kmetko asked Eric if he's responsible for Emma's success, to which he responded, absolutely nothing, except I gave her that name. Eric shares Emma with his ex, Kelly Cunningham. He talked about Julia 56 and Emma's bond in May 2020. It's really cool to look at them. I love seeing them together, he told Us Weekly. There may be a reason for Eric having to be tight-lipped. The King of the Gypsy star, I don't even know what that movie is, star has spoken about his famous family members, including Julia, on numerous occasions in the past, and the topics haven't always been positive. The siblings, who also have a sister, Lisa Robert Gillian, were estranged until 2004 when Julia and her husband, Danny Motor, welcomed their twins, Hazel and Phineas. Oh, fuck you with those names. In 2018, Eric told Vanity Fair that his substance abuse struggles affected his relationship with his sisters. Oh, it seems like Eric just don't shut the fuck up. I wouldn't characterize it as falling out. I was crazy about my sisters. I loved them, adored them, he said. They were precious to me, and we had times of great closeness. We all felt very protective of each other, but the hardest person to protect yourself from is yourself. I was exhausting to be around, complainy, blamey, unable to enjoy enjoyment, Eric said. Everyone in my world needed a break sometimes, and that must have included Julia. The Hero star elaborated more on his relationship with Julia. I forgot he was in Heroes on the Behind the Velvet Rope podcast 2022. They're just bringing up old podcasts now. Julia and I have always been fine, he said. I think years and years ago, I was doing a press tour for some movie, It was just when Pretty Woman released, so they were asking a bunch of questions about Julia, and I said, "Hey, excuse me, can we talk about me?" That's fair. I get that. Suddenly, I keep hearing about issues I have with my sister. I don't really have with my sister. They're just popping up all over the place, and I'm asked about them as if they're real issues. Oh, I wasn't aware of that, and it blew up and became all these things. It wasn't, and there was claims that we don't agree on a lot of things. My sister and I, we've always talked, we've always bitched, I've always had fun. We've always known each other. Simple as that, he explained. I know love in my sister. She's a cool chick. My sister, she's doing a lot of stuff. I don't ignore it. I'm just staying out of her hair with the press, that's all. And she stays out of mine. And it goes on and on about all these things. I've suffered through the disease all my life of drinking and stuff. However, it's never been this bad. I burst into tears every morning because when I woke up, I was sad. Just so you all know, America's Sweetheart is a bitch. Oh, this is another guy saying this. Well, that threw off. They're Eric and Julia's half-sister, Nancy Motes, who died of suicide. She used to go off on stuff. And so I guess that's why I don't like it. But who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Eric Roberts for saying he can't talk about stuff, but then can't stop talking about stuff? Listen, that's his family. It's his daughter. It's his sister. He's proud of him. He's in the acting business, too. It sounds like he was in there longer than they both were. Who gives a fuck? He wants to talk about him. Yeah, he might be a little wacky. All actors are. I'd rather have him saying that shit about me and then apologizing than half these fucking crazy people and all this shit. Want Terrence Howard talk about you? This fucking crazy theories and shit? No, you don't need that. You got someone like this. What's the big deal? Is it Julia Roberts? You're like, don't fucking talk about me. Fucking shut up, Julia Roberts. You're famous and great, but fucking love your family. Don't be that way. That's weird. Who gives a shit if your brother talks? He's your brother. Live your life. Yeah, I get it. You're fucking Pelican Brief. Ooh, whatever. Aaron Brockovich. Ooh, whatever. You first of all, the best acting you ever did was Pretty Woman because you're not attractive enough to be a high-end whore. So who gives a shit? Every time, I'm from Connecticut, every time people see Mystic, they go, remember Mystic Pizza? It's like, fuck you and fuck Julia Roberts. Their pizza's not good. New Haven pizza's good. Is it Emma Roberts for also be like, don't talk about me? That's your fucking dad. I don't give a fuck if you don't like the things he does. You respect your dad. You wouldn't get the fucking breaks you got without your dad and your fucking aunt and your half-cracked out fucking other aunt. So what the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Is it the other aunt, Motes, who's just like, I'm on drugs, I killed myself, but I still have quotes. I got quotes. I'm out. That's what I do. Who's the piece of shit in this story?
Oh, it's clearly, is it Eric Roberts?
Why is it Eric Roberts?
Oh, yeah, because like a lot of people might look at the situation and be like, Eric's surrounded with a lot of cunts, and he does a great job of keeping his mouth shut, but when he has one or too many drinks, he lets the truth slip out. Some people go look at that situation, but honestly, like, if you're Eric, how do you hate Julia Roberts? Is it that she made her one claim to fame is that she's a terrible whore who refuses to leave? Like, that's the opposite of why you buy a whore. The whore's supposed to leave before you wake up the next morning. It's supposed to happen that night.
He never said he hated her.
Is it? Or, okay, so maybe not that. Or
he just talks about her in a nice gushing way. He just said when his first time his interview, he just came out and said, can we talk about me? And they want to talk about her, but he didn't shit on her.
But I'm saying this is all going back to people's theory that he's just bites his tongue all the time and it slips out the truth every so often. So why would you hate her for that? Why would you hate her for marrying a guy named Danny Motors? Why would you hate her for doing a movie where she's just a big-breasted secretary who won't shut the fuck up until the law gets changed? Like, how could you hate a woman known for that? And then his daughter, who clearly definitely didn't follow in her aunt's footsteps. What was her big first movie, Pat? Oh yeah, Easy A, which is a movie about being what? A whore that won't shut the fuck up. Like, it's definitely...
That's not her.
That's not her?
That's Emma Stone. That's a whole different person.
I'm all confused.
Yeah, she'd be way too young. That would have been a whole different fucking movie.
I don't know.
Emma Roberts was like in Nancy Drew shit at that time.
Oh, I don't even know who that is then. So for me, it would be Emma Roberts. Shut the fuck up and let your dad be the man.
Emma Roberts has probably been in bigger movies than Eric. I think it's Julia, because everything that Eric is saying isn't bad. We've all been in a situation. Someone tells you, hey, don't do this, don't do that. You're like, why are you telling me how to live? I was an adult and a person before I met you. Not like with Julia, but just in general, I'm talking about, why do I have to do this afterwards? Let me be me, you be you. Same thing with Julia. Yeah, we've been estranged since 2004. maybe you're like bothered by talking about you. It's just fucking. There's a million rumors out there. It's just fucking news and paparazzi. You have millions of dollars. Who gives a fuck? Eric's not ruining your rep or anything bad. Who cares? It sounds like all Eric does is go, my sister is this and this, my daughter is this and this, not bad things, but then it has to come out later and go, I'm sorry, I spoke about her, I have a drinking problem. He has to fucking blame himself. It sounds like some gaslighting shit that these women are doing to go, stop talking about us, Eric. It's like, he's just an actor like you guys doing interviews. And of course, he's going to be asked about them. You know what sucks for Eric? That you guys aren't asked about him because his career didn't go the way your guys did. But he's been in some big fucking things too. So who gives a shit if the guy talks? Shut the fuck up. You're going to get older someday and you're going to hate that you were an asshole to you're a guy who was a big part of your fucking life. So fucking just leave Eric alone, Julia. Grow up.
Also, like, look at the Afflecks. Like, Ben made Casey relevant a number of times. And I'm not saying that Casey wouldn't have got there on his own or anything, but kind of the opposite situation you got here where, like, you have an opportunity, bring your dad back up if you want. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to, but if you're going to address it at all, do that. Don't shoot him down. It's just sad to see.
I don't mean to take a Bobby point of view, but the reason why the Afflecks work is because there's not a woman involved in that fucking situation.
White women love attention. That could be the running thesis
God
of today.
damn it. That's going to be the title of the podcast. That or Glistening Buttholes.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
What do you got?
I do like listening. Hang on one second. I got to change a graphic because if we're keeping with our white women love attention theme.
We can change it.
No, please. I love it. Let me share the right graphic. Sorry. I forget how to do this every time because I'm a piece of shit. All right, let's do it. That's the story. Where's the picture? There we go. Pat, do you know who Robert Morris is?
No.
Not the university, not the school, although if I went to that school, I'd be pretty pissed.
No, I don't know who that is.
He was a pastor for a mega church, and in 2007, he was arrested for some issues. So the title of this article is...
Oh, okay, good. I have a pastor story. I thought we had the same one. I have a different pastor story. Okay, good.
That's okay. The headline is, lawyer for megachurch pastor blamed 12-year-old for initiating inappropriate sexual conduct. Letter sent in 2007 by a lawyer for Robert Morris shed light on how the pastor explained his past sexual behavior with the child and who else might have known about it. In 1982, Pastor Robert Morris was a 21-year-old husband and father who traveled the country telling young people about Jesus. Not Jesus, but Jesus. Cindy Clemishire, which, rough name from the start, was a 12-year-old girl who dressed in flowery pink pajamas and still liked to play with Barbie dolls. On Christmas that year, Morris, who would go on to found Gateway Church in Southlake, Texas, and become a leading figure in the American evangelical movement, began what he would later describe as inappropriate sexual behavior with Clemishire while he was staying at her parents' home in Oklahoma. Clemishire said Morris told her to come see him in his room before bed, and she was the type of girl who listened to instructions from trusted adults. But 25 years later, when Clemishire hired an attorney and threatened to sue Morris, accusing him of repeatedly molesting her as a child, a lawyer representing Morris responded by blaming Clemishire for what happened to her, according to 2007 correspondence obtained by NBC News. It was your client, wrote lawyer J. Shelby Sharp, referring to Clemishire at age 12, who initiated inappropriate behavior by coming into my client's bedroom and getting into bed with him, which my client should not have allowed to happen. The February 6, 2007 letter was one in a series of exchanges that year between Sharp and Ginter Drummond, a lawyer who represented Clemishire. Clemishire said in an interview last week that she had been seeking $50,000 in restitution from Morris to cover the cost of counseling. Morris, through his lawyer, instead offered to pay $25,000, but the talks fell apart, Clemishire said, because she was not willing to sign an NDA. Drummond, who is now Oklahoma's Attorney General, confirmed Clemishire's description of the negotiations. Sharp said that he had no recollection of the $25,000 settlement offer or NDA demand and that he no longer represents Morris. He denied knowing at the time Clemishire had been a child when Morris began engaging in sexual behavior with her. However, the initial correspondence Drummond sent to him stated that Clementshire was 12 years old when the abuse began. I don't remember seeing that, said Sharp, after a reporter read him the document. After a reporter offered to share a copy.
I thought it was going to be something else. I don't
No.
remember seeing that.
No.
The girl said.
After a reporter offered to share a copy of the messages, Sharp said he did not have time to read them. I can tell you the letters that you've seen. They speak for themselves, said Sharp, who also served as a personal attorney to Paige Patterson, a Southern Baptist convention leader accused of mishandling or concealing sexual assaults. I will not amplify beyond those letters because they speak for themselves. Morris didn't respond. Clementshire went public with her accusations last month in a post published by the church watchdog site, the Wartburg Watch.
I'm feeling you, dude. Clemens is the worst fucking name. And the poor Bobby's had to read it like 38 times.
The Wartburg Watch. Morris
I
responded.
don't know what makes her more unfuckable. The fact that she's 12, the fact that her name's Clementshire.
And Cindy at that.
Ugh.
Fuck that. Clementshire went
Don't
public.
fuck that.
No, don't. Please do not. Went public with her accusations last month in a post published by the church watchdog site, the Wartburg Watch. Morris responded with a statement admitting to, quote, inappropriate sexual behavior, end quote, and saying he had long ago confessed and repented. Gateway Church leaders initially said Morris had been, quote, open and forthright about a moral failure he had over 35 years ago, end quote, but they did not know about Cindy and that she was a child at the time. Within days, Morris resigned, a senior pastor of the megachurch he started in 2000, and Gateway elders hired an outside law firm to investigate. Lawrence Swicegood. Did they make up all these fucking names?
This feels like I used to do fake stories. This feels like a fake story.
It's not, unfortunately.
I know. I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Lawrence Swicegood, a Gateway spokesperson, said church leaders had not seen the letters between the two and that, quote, current elders did not have all the facts. While the internal review is underway for we get the idea here. Pat, who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Robert Morris for doing what he did? Not for doing what he did. Like, obviously, you shouldn't. He fucked up.
He more than fucked up.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
He said that it was her
obviously.
advances that got him going.
No, that was his lawyer. His lawyer said that. So, like, is it his lawyer for that's your defense? Not even like, what was she wearing? Like, nope, she initiated by going into the adult's bedroom like she was instructed to do so. Is it Cindy Clementshire? Like, have a name that doesn't sound like the stereotypical 5-year-old.
Right.
Like, you know, and not for the Pat, who's your piece of shit? I talked for the last 10, 15 minutes. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
you did. And you know what? You did a great job. Deserve your round of applause for all that there. What's up, Carl's Frosted Tips? And before we go any further, I don't want the guy to think I'm not reading this in here at all. I know that is the ultimate way to get our hours watched. Play Stuttering John's secret tapes. I don't have the secret tapes, but he will threaten us, and then believe me, we'll get the hours, we'll get the attention. I understand all that stuff. Stuttering John has been going on this thing now where he just wants to yell at people and then like threaten to drive to their home and then kind of fight them.
Ugh.
I mean,
has anybody stepped up to the game yet?
Because no one's been home when he does it. He knows exactly when they're not home.
So what you should do is say you're not going to be home one night and then just be sitting there waiting for him.
Or we should just go to his home.
That I'm down. What are you up
Whatever.
to?
Grow up.
You doing
fucking...
anything?
I stuttered once and then I just can't stop talking about it.
Yeah,
he's a coward and a stupid bitch. He's a stupid bitch. But he's, you know what? But he's also a genius because he's making money now. And he's doing what he wanted to be. He always wanted to be Howard Stern. And what was Howard Stern's whole thing? Howard Stern's whole thing was always like, no one knows what I'm going to say next. And he keeps saying that. But like, Howard Stern did it in a brilliant way. He's doing it in a, why would anyone say that? And you're going to fight Carl? You're going to fight fucking Shuley? You're going to fight fucking Kevin Brennan? You're going to fight Patrick Melton? Those aren't people that fight.
So...
But anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, Pat's got 40 years of bottled up like he's the fucking coward of the county of Connecticut or something. Just give him the opportunity to put his daddy's picture away.
No, and don't give us his address.
We can't post that, but thank you.
Jesus Christ. But yes, now back to the story. Who's the piece of shit in this story?
No, it's Stuttering John. We know who the piece of shit in this story is. It's Stuttering John.
The piece of shit in this story, without a shadow of a doubt, no matter what else is going on, is the pastor. You can't go with anybody else. As much as you want to fucking make jokes and do whatever, dude, what the fuck? I don't know what kind of statement I'm about to make here, but if you get to see my hour in about a month, my new album recording, there's a line I do about saying that no one should ever, ever, ever be a pedophile. It's one thing you shouldn't do. But if you're going to do it, go 17. You know what I mean? Go the closest you can go. 12, that's not even close. Like, the farther it gets away from the age is like sour milk. You don't go 10 days after the date. You know what I mean? That's just gross. But if it's just the same day, all I'm saying is, what are you doing? Pastor, I don't care what you do. And I know the lawyer said this, but you shouldn't even have a lawyer. You want to know why? Because you shouldn't be fucking kids.
No, I'm with you 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. I would say you don't want to be like having to convert to Islam to make it now an arranged marriage forcibly acceptable, because that's what they do. But for me, the shit's definitely the pastor. You shouldn't fuck kids. Also, the lawyer, have a better
never
defense.
Fuck kids.
Yeah, especially in their parents' house, and it's the parents. You don't let your daughter visit the pastor in his house. You don't let the pastor stay at your house. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, that part is because of fucking the whole God thing. How many bad things happen? No, I'm saying like I'm not defending them, but it's always like, he's a good man. We have to take care of him. It puts us in heaven. The people fucking buy. It's pastors for fucking taking advantage of this fucking thing they have on people. From speaking to my client, this is a cease and desist from Atticus Finch. I haven't seen that name in a long time.
I
thought he was a defendant of Barry Ribb.
Barry Ribb's Mike Bichetti, who I've been putting a show together. I wonder if that's what
I love Barry Ribb. If you're John's fucking manager, you're killing it.
Well, I mean, he's been doing good work for Bichetti, so I hope.
Yeah, and you can speak about any way you want. You know what?
Atticus.
Send me a letter with your cease and desist, stupid. But all right, go ahead, Bobby.
My turn. I can do another one.
Yeah, well, it's both of us. Don't fuck kids, right?
Yeah, don't fuck kids. Don't be the pastor. Don't be the lawyer. Yeah. There wasn't really a piece of shit. It was just more funny that there was an old man who blamed a 12-year-old.
Yeah,
didn't even blame the parents.
Shit.
He said, "Never mind. John's a racist." All right, cool. He's back in.
Oh, did he think we were talking about someone else? Dude, I love Barry. Hey, if Atticus, you should know that I've been chatting back and forth with Barry once in a while. I'm gonna try to get Barry to come down to Connecticut to do a gig because I want to see Barry. I like
Barry's the man.
You just need
and
to
Mike,
find him a
we got a
ride
big gig
sometime.
coming up. Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Well, my gig. I'm not worried about fuck. He's not gonna be on that one. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? Fucking. By the way, that link's up today, I was told. So head on over to comicsroadhouse.com to go see my album. And there might be a mention of Stuttering John in one of my jokes. Yeah, that might have. There literally is. There's a bit. It's a big joke, and you're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, so I got one more goofball story for you. Let me just pull it up here. 1 second, please. Boom, 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 boom. And there we go. Sorry. This
While Pat's pulling that up,
if
you're not doing anything next Monday, I would come see Frantic at the Stand. Half of your favorite podcast is going to be performing. It's me.
Oh,
that's all I got.
Nice. It's Frantic's fun. That's at the Stand. Yeah. Is that the one that is Berg on it?
I think it's Aaron's show. Yeah, I don't know who else is on it. Sometimes Fian co-hosts. Sometimes
Karen Fian.
Yeah, sometimes Figs. So
she's got a fun Instagram to follow because sometimes it's fun jokes, sometimes it's her butt cheeks.
A lot of times it's her butt cheeks, and those are the best.
And
days.
Fun jokes. I'm a fan of Karen Fian. Comedy and butt cheeks. That should be her album. That should be the name of her album.
I'm going to make a phone call right after this. And be like,
Comedy and butt cheeks. That should be it. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my phone is being Goofball Jenkins for a minute.
That's okay. I've got one more good one ready to go if you want. No worries.
No, I got it. Because I want to do one. I just want to do one more and get the fuck out of here because it's been a long fucking day. So we'll save your other one for tomorrow. If you like yours, do yours. That's fine.
Let's go. Is yours good? I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just trying to help.
You're not being rude. No, my friend. You're not rude to me in any way, shape, or form.
All right.
I'll tell you my title, and you tell me if you think yours is better. Pastor allegedly assaulted wife on Alaskan Airlines flight while she was upgraded to first class and he wasn't.
I mean, we know who the obvious piece of shit is there.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say the woman. I don't feel it is, but we'll go with yours, and maybe we'll do that one tomorrow.
I like yours. Gay furry hackers claim credit for hacking Heritage Foundation over Project 2025. Pat, do you remember Project 2025? We talked
No,
about
I
it
have
a
no
couple
idea what that
episodes.
is. I've seen a couple of things about it.
So
You've talked about it. That's where I heard about it.
We talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's basically the left's conspiracy boogeyman that they've come up with, that they're going to give the president all the power, yada, 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 as if Trump gets elected. It's what people were doing with Republicans in 2014 to 2016, trying to scare them with Obama. Like, it's the same play, and if you fall for it on one side, you're just as dumb as the other side falling for it on theirs. So that's this big thing. As Carl's Frosted Tips point out, yeah, it's horseshit. Liberals are nuts, but also, like, I've seen Q. Remember Q? That's it.
QAnon or Q, the one from that James Bond shit?
QAnon. James Bond shit, I don't mind. I like his pens that explode.
Or Q, the black guy from the movie Juice. What up, Q?
I don't know if I know that one. I'm going to have to go watch the movie
Juice.
Juice
I got enough
after
to
this.
go round. Like that.
That's it. I think we may have missed the big part of the headline, which was gay furry hackers claim
I know,
credit.
but it's our second gay story, so I'm just trying to get around gay hack.
The hacker collective SigSec says it infiltrated conservative think tank to oppose its campaign against trans rights. SigSec, a collective of self-proclaimed gay furry hackers, has claimed credit for breaching online databases of Heritage Foundation, the conservative think tank that spearheaded the right-wing Project 2025 playbook. Now, if you're curious about this group, SigSec, this is what I've got here. It's a hacktivist group that appeared coincidentally days before Russia's invasion of the Ukraine. Under the leadership of a hacktivist known as Your Anon Wolf, the group has swiftly advanced in its potency, announcing an increasing volume of victims after they appeared. The group self-identifies itself as gay furry hackers and is known for its comical slogans and vulgar languages. They have connections with other hacker groups like GhostTech and have members probably ranging in age from 18 to 26. There's a group channel, yada, yada, yada. Back to this tab. Back to this tab. On Wednesday, a part of a string of hacks aimed at organizations that oppose transgender rights, SigSec released the cache of Heritage Foundation material. In a post to Telegram announcing the hack, SigSec called Project 2025 an authoritarian Christian nationalist plan to reform the United States government. The attack was part of the group's Operation Trans Right campaign, which recently targeted right-wing media outlet Real America's Voice, the Hillsong Megachurch, and a Minnesota password. In its foreword to the project, the Heritage Foundation's president rails against the toxic normalization of transgenderism and the omnipresent propagation of transgender ideology. That's enough of that. Pat, who's the piece of shit in this story for you? Is it the clearly SS or whatever, the Secret Service, I forget what Russia's CIA is called, group of hacktivists that are trying to spread disinformation here? They're doing it for both sides. They're going to be a bunch of leaks. Everybody's going to look bad before the election. The more disorder there is, like, is it that group? Is it what, like, if you have an alt-right think tank, problem already. Like, any think tank should be a representation of America to some sort. That way you find an answer everybody can find kind of agree on. The issue we have now is too many people fucking circle, right? Like, it's an echo chamber, and then you get more radicalized. Is it anybody who's falling for this shit? Pat, we'll kick it to you first.
It's whoever named the group Gay Furry Hackers. Because I don't care what you do to hack it. Hacking is stupid and nerd shit, and I don't care. So now you're telling me they're not only a fucking nerd, they're fucking gay, and then they're fucking wear outfits like an animal. That's three shits I don't like. And you're already going to make me just fucking bow out. What are you? Which is the one you get to be one thing? I'm getting tired of all this shit. Like, I'm a black gay karate master. No, you're either karate master, you're black, or you're gay. You don't get to be a hacker, a furry, and a gay. If I think once you're a furry, you're not a gay anymore. Because when you're a furry, you want to fuck other animal things, and a lady can be in there. You don't know. You're just pretending it's a wombat or something. So you shouldn't be gay and furry. You're gay or furry. And then I don't need to know your job. I hate to do another thing about a bit I do, but what the fuck? Stop telling us what you do when you introduce yourself to people. Hi, I'm Jim, and I'm gay. Like, I don't care, Jim. I'm not trying to fuck. Just tell me your name's Jim. Who gives a shit? You're a hacker, you're a gay, or a furry. That should be the story. I don't care what they're doing, if they're fake, if they're Q, they're not Q. QAnon just says we're Q. They don't go straight, mean Q or anything like that. They're just like, whatever, we're Q. That's all we are. The Klan even goes, we're the Klan. They're not like homophobic, Aryan Nation Klan or whatever. Like, they're just Klan. So just be hacker, just be furry, just be gay. But don't fucking give me too much. That's too much.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
All right.
Only because
Well, then fuck this podcast. If you're not gonna fucking stay with me on a thing I just made up on the fly because I didn't know what the fuck to say, then how dare you?
no. I see your logic is solid, but I think you're missing
It's
one
not.
clear thing. The Russians are good at trolling. So if you came up with a group whose whole thing was to pretend to be a group for trans rights and hacking all these conservative groups, calling your gay hacking group a bunch of gay furries is hilarious. Like, it's almost so on the nose, so tongue in cheek that if you get the joke, you just die laughing. I respect all hackers of all types, shapes, and sizes. Don't fuck with me, please. I respect what you do. Don't come after this guy. But for me, the piece of shit in this story is Project 2025, the think tank. We should have you should have Trojan horsed.
Trojan whore.
Okay, I like that option better. But either one, put out the most liberal agenda of all time. Be like, this is what we came up with, what we should do. And then you get hacked, you leak it out there, and then people are just like, oh, they're right. Like, that would be a win-win.
Sorry, Clown Face V. I didn't know. You're different than the rest of them. You're a good hacker. Kremlin Gremlin Gay Furries. Now that I would like. If that was the name, the Kremlin Gremlins, you don't even need anything else. I can see why this guy used to write kind of, but like not really for Howard Stern. And now this guy also invented Q from Star Trek and the other things he's lied about in the fucking comments. This guy's fun.
I like that. That is a fun title. That's a better title for the story. Kremlin Gremlin Gay Furries.
The Kremlin Gremlins. That's probably gonna be the title. I'm gonna go right there. Kremlin Gremlins. All right. Write it down. There we are. I feel like Brennan now. Now I stole his bit. Like that's the name, but whatever. Yeah. So we have time for one more. No, we'll do that story tomorrow. Guys, thank you so much for joining us at this weird time, 5 o'clock. And the new people that check this out, we appreciate you. We're normally on 3:30 p.m. Eastern, and we will be again tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Go check it out. If you haven't watched our shows yet and you liked what we did today, go watch the old ones. We can use the views anyway because we're almost monetized. And then if you really feel like supporting the show, going over to the Patreon, POS Podcast Patreon. We not only put up these episodes up there as soon as they're done, but we also have our our Thursday Thoughts show where we deep dive into other stuff. Pat, get in the Shuli network. I don't know. We don't buy views, so it's like, but I'm kidding. I don't think we fit the Shuli network. As much as I like yelling at John once in a while, I don't want to just do that all the time. And to be honest, we've been working building our channel up. We do that now, and now it's their views. It's like, so whatever. Nothing against them. Shuli's a great guy. Bob Levy's always been good to me. I don't really know much about the other guy who's the fake me, but whatever. Anyway, so but we have our fun. But yeah, please follow our shit. And like I'm saying, if you want to come, if you're in Connecticut or anywhere in New England and you want to come to Mohegan Sun to see me and Bobby, me record my next album, my 4th album at Comics Roadhouse inside Mohegan Sun, August 8th, 9th, and 10th. The tickets are at comicsroadhouse.com. Come hang out with us during the day. Come fucking watch the shows at night. We can't wait to see you there. Like, subscribe. Scotty Fitz, there you are. Boom, boom, boom. What's going on? So we did not say 6:30 tonight. We said 5:30, Terry. Tomorrow's 3:30. I'm sorry, buddy. And then if you haven't watched the video that Bobby made with the awesome clips, go to our YouTube and check it out. Big Eagles on it. Super fun. He put great work into it. Please check it the fuck out. Bobby.
Pat, you hit all the big plugs. If you want to see me, can't join them, beat them, and most importantly, make tits great again. Real tits, not fake tits.
Thank you, Terry, for doing that. Jerry, you are right about one thing. Bobby Fran is the best. Yeah, tits.
Thanks, Bobby Fran.
Let's go.